Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversations Daily News in the month of November. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, we'll be part of my conversation with Dr. Teresa A. Smith, or Dr. Teresa Smith, as you guys know her here on Instagram, discussing her new best-selling cookbook, Transform with Tues Healthy Recipes. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In national news, police say Pelosi's suspect wanted to break Speaker's knees. The man accused of attacking House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer told police he wanted to hold the Democratic leader hostage and break her kneecaps to show other members of Congress that there were consequences for their actions, authorities said on Monday. In a chilling federal complaint, officials said that the suspect, carrying zip ties and tape in a backpack, broke into the couple's San Francisco home early Friday morning, went upstairs where 82-year-old Paul Pelosi was sleeping and demanded to talk to Nancy. When Paul Pelosi told the intruder she was not there, the suspect said he would wait, even after being told she would not be home for some days. Both the San Francisco district attorney and police chief strongly rejected mocking jokes and conspiracy theories about the attack sent out by far-right figures and even some leading Republicans just a week before hard-fought congressional elections. The suspect told police of his plans to hold Speaker Pelosi hostage to talk to her and viewed her as a leader of the pack of lies told by the Democratic Party, the 8-page complaint says. If she were to tell the suspect the truth, he would have let her go. If she lied, he was going to break her kneecaps, the complaint alleges. By breaking Nancy's kneecaps, she would then have to be wheeled into Congress, which would show other members of Congress that there were consequences to actions, it said. The suspect is charged federally with influencing, impeding, or retaliating against a federal official by threatening or injuring a family member. He also faces one count of attempted kidnapping of a United States official on account of the performance of official duties. In more national news, justices raised doubts on race-conscious college admissions. The survival of affirmative action in higher education appeared to be in serious trouble Monday at a conservative-dominated Supreme Court after hours of debate over difficult questions of race. The court is weighing challenges to admissions programs at the University of North Carolina and Harvard that use race among many factors in seeking a diverse student body. The court's 6 conservative justices all expressed doubts about the practice, while the 3 liberals defended the programs, which are similar to those used by many other private and public universities. Arguments in the North Carolina case topped 2 hours and 45 minutes, having been scheduled for 90 minutes. Justice Elena Kagan called the university the pipeline to leadership in our society and suggested that without affirmative action, minority enrollment will drop. The Supreme Court has twice upheld race-conscious college admissions program in the past 19 years, including just 6 years ago. But that was before the 3 appointees or former President Donald Trump joined. Jackson was chosen this year by President Joe Biden. Lower courts have upheld the programs at both UNC and Harvard, rejecting claims that the schools discriminated against white and Asian American applicants. In more national news, Instagram trying to reconnect users locked out of accounts. Instagram said it was working on an issue that left a seemingly large number of users locked out of their accounts Monday morning. I have to say that I also experienced such a lockdown. Some users reported seeing a message that they were locked out, but were still able to scroll through their feeds. Others posting on Twitter said they were completely shut out. Some reported that their number of followers dropped, presumably because those accounts were locked. The number of people complaining of being locked out of their accounts began to spike around 8:30 a.m. on Monday. It was unclear whether the problem was an internal issue or whether the social media site had been hacked. We are aware that some Instagram users in different parts of the world are having issues accessing their Instagram accounts, said a spokesperson for Meta. We're working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible and apologize for the inconvenience. Users flooded social media platforms about the issue, and Instagram acknowledged the problem on Twitter at 10:14 a.m. In a couple of hours, the tweet had received more than 14,000 comments and was retweeted more than 40,000 times. In entertainment news, Perfect 10, Taylor Swift sets Billboard Hot 100 first. Taylor Swift scored a 10 out of 10 as she became the first artist in history to claim the top 10 slots of the Billboard Hot 100 charts with tracks from her new record, Midnights. Billboard reported on Monday that Swift surpassed Drake, who had held the previous record with 9 of the top 10 songs for a week in September 2021. 10 out of 10 of the Hot 100 on my 10th album I am in shambles, the pop star tweeted on Monday. And finally, in business news, stocks slipped but still end up with big gains for October. Stocks ended lower on Wall Street Monday, but major indexes still wound up with big gains for October, including the best month for the Dow Jones Industrial Average since 1976. The broader S&P 500, the benchmark for many index funds, had its first monthly gain since July, as did the Nasdaq Composite. The S&P 500 slipped 0.7% on Monday, and the Dow lost 0.4%. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. You have special gifts and talents to share. It's time you go about the business of truly using them and watching the results unfold. You might just change the world in the process. Have an amazing Tuesday. Dr. Tues is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight right here on Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Dr. Teresa A. Smith or Dr. Tues joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her new best-selling cookbook, Transform with Tues, Healthy Recipes. Is a bit of our conversation.
First of all, congratulations. At the time we're having this conversation, your cookbook, Transform with Tues, Healthy Recipes, is a top 100 Amazon bestseller. I mean, what has this experience been like for you, Tues, to already see the response to the new cookbook?
Oh, Cyrus, I am just floored. Thank you for letting me know. I've been traveling today, so I really didn't know. And what immediately comes to my mind is we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, who are called according to his purpose. So for me to hear that people are receiving the cookbook, I know that God inspires it. And so I'm floored. I didn't realize that we were being recognized as that great honor. So thank you so much.
Yeah. So it's an interesting thing, Tues, for you, because this is not your first book. This is technically your fourth book, but as I mentioned, it is your first cookbook. So I want to talk about that. I mean, if I had told you, because I want to say to our audience, this was not planned for Tues for 2022. She had not, when she and I had a conversation, I mean, it does not seem like it, Tues, and you can correct me on this, that a cookbook was what you planned for this year. But what was it like for you to, in 2021, kind of introduce your love of cooking, and now to be able to end this year with your very first cookbook?
Cyrus, it is amazing. You know, you're right. This was not the next project to be released. The next project obviously is not being released this moment. But this, you know, we talked about it, and I said, you know, I really love cooking. And, you know, I released in the spring of this year my Transform with Cooking Live on Instagram, and it's like I want to share those recipes.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back to you guys on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.